Greetings, everybody. Here's another little story time. I'm going to tell you a little story of a memory that just popped into my head. Like all of us, the older we get, the more we reflect. And this is a memory from my days working in the Los Angeles Police Department. So this was back in the late '80s. I was working South Bureau Crash, which was uh, I don't even know if they have Crash anymore, but it was the gang units, and my partner and I were responsible for the three housing projects in Watts, and so we worked late at night, what you would call graveyard hours. And on this particular night, and I want you to picture this as I'm telling it, because it's not like some earth shattering story, but these are the memories that just float around in my head. So I'm driving the car. Okay, we're in a black and white, and we're just cruising around. It's probably 2, 3 o'clock in the morning. No traffic anywhere. Right outside of the project. So we would patrol one project. Maybe it'd be like Grape Street, the projects in Grape Street, and then we'd head over to Nickerson Gardens, and then Imperial Courts. But you go through these little neighborhoods in between these projects, so it's not like heavy traffic. But on this particular night, we were heading. I know we were heading westbound. I don't remember what the cross street was. It might have been Main Street, and one of the numbered streets. 100 and Main. Who knows? But it's really dark out, and as we approach this intersection, the light is red, and there's a vehicle sitting at the red light, and we pull right in behind him, and we're waiting for the light to change. The light changes, nothing happens. The guy's obviously got his foot on the brake. You can see it, and we're just sitting there. I tap my horn, beep beep, nothing, and you can see the silhouette that there's two males in the car. There's a driver and a passenger, and me being me, I literally flick on the PA system. And remember, this is before the days when you got judged for everything, so we could pretty much say and do what we wanted. I know it's terrible, but I hit the PA system, and I'm like, "Anytime, numb nuts." It's echoing through the neighborhood. Nothing. Cars just sitting there, man. You can see the smoke coming out of the exhaust. Put the car in park. We get out. Of course, I'm the driver, so I'm on the driver's side, and we do a tactical approach on this car. Like, what the fuck's going on here? And I got your flashlight in my left hand, got my 9 out, the low ready, come up. I know nowadays the cops, I don't even think they can draw their weapon until they're like wounded or something. I don't know. But in those days, man, I mean, if you asked us directions, we'd freaking break leather. I mean, that's just the way it was. So, tactically coming up on them. And as I start to see the interior of the car, I realize what's going on. There's a reason the car is not moving, and that's because both people are dead, and I mean dead as doornails. And the reason they're dead is really obvious, because both of these young men were riddled with what turned out to be 9mm bullets. I mean, head, neck, shoulders, bullets sticking out of the cheek, unbelievable, man. And these are like guys in their 20s, man. And the guy's dead with his foot on the brake, and the car's still running. And of course, like anyone else, we're like, what the fuck? Now, you're probably thinking that it was some kind of a gang retaliation thing, or, you're in the wrong neighborhood. And that's what we were thinking too, until we back out of our tunnel vision and you can see. Now, this is something that I guess, I don't know if they still do this, but in those days, the police and sheriff's departments would, when the cars had run their course, they would strip them of all their police gear and they would auction them off. But the cars were still black and white. So you could tell that was a police car that somebody bought at an auction. And this is one of those. This was like a Chevy Caprice. had been LAPD at some point because it had the paint scheme of the LAPD. There were no markings on it. It didn't say police, but you could see the white doors and the black hood and the black, all of it, and the tires with just the chrome hubcaps. Clearly, it was a old police car. And would you believe that that's what got these guys killed? These two guys. I don't know, fuck, I must be getting old. I'm about ready to start crying. Fucking weird. The shit didn't affect, in those days, you just sucked it up. But as you get older, you start looking back, it affects you. I don't know if it's just me. You retired cops, let me know if you're that. Because things that never bothered me at all, they come back to me now, and I'm like, freaking, all I can do to not start sobbing. So I'll try to get through it. These guys, and I'm not trying to be dramatic, man. This is just an age thing. Maybe I got dementia. So these two guys were decent young men, because of course we went through the whole investigation. We found out who these guys are. These guys were not gang members. They were not into drugs. They weren't into anything bad. These were good, don't cry, Mike. These are good people who made the mistake of driving that fucking car in that neighborhood. And when the shooters rolled up on them, this was when shit was really bad too. I mean, there were lots of threats, LAPD 187 written all over the freaking place, man, which is a death threat to cops. And, this was at the height of the gang wars, man. And there was, a lot of shit was really, really going on in those days that most people don't know about unless they're like somehow affiliated with law enforcement people from that era. Because the shit didn't make the news. You were stepping over bodies, 10 times a day, a shift. So it wasn't like newsworthy. But the shooters rolled up and clearly thought that these were two cops sitting in that car. And they just whipped out the Tech 9s and just started unloaded. Boom, 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 boom. Killed these guys instantly and took off. That incident was turned over to robbery homicide, and as I sit here, I don't know if there was ever an arrest made. Maybe one of you LAPD guys, if you see this and you're familiar with that case, you'll know it right away because of what I just told you. In those days, man, there was so much bloodshed, you just fucking moved on to the next murder. Sad. But yeah, those guys turned out to be good guys who bought a car and we're driving in the wrong fucking neighborhood. Going from point A to point B. Sometimes, if you were coming out of Firestone or wherever, you'd have to go through these areas. Now, the best bet would have been to go on Imperial Highway, which was a main street, so you would avoid these neighborhoods. But for whatever reason, they were on the wrong street. They should have stuck to the main street, and they would probably not have met that fate. But I just was thinking about it, and I thought I'd share it with you. Not a happy story, but it's a real story. And though I don't have those guys' names, maybe just the fact that we're talking about them gives them some sort of honor, that somebody still remembers them. That's not a family member. Anyways, I hope that didn't bore you. If you want more of this stuff, let me know. I got another friend of mine. I was just talking to him, and every time I reflect on things, he's like, man, you got to tell these stories, or you got to write your book. I'm always getting that. You got to write your book. My whole family, you got to write this book. And I've been planning this book for years. I just can't get it started. It's for a lot of reasons. But I'm 63 years old, and I guess if I died today, and a lot of my friends are dropping dead. If I died today, I guess a lot of these memories go with me. And you know what? Maybe that's a good thing, because a lot of them are not very good memories. But they were somebody's reality, and I shared it with you. I hope you guys are doing good. Stay safe, and don't drive those cars around bad neighborhoods.